you will lose resolution, but it's literally not enough for me to care about at this moment in time. I need to test out more games, but yeah, I just think it's really nice. The colours, the accuracy of the colours on the OLED LG, fantastic. Yo, what is up? So I thought it was time I'd done a video on my ultra-wide experience 8 months ago. As you just saw there, I literally bought an LG ultra-wide 39-inch, and I did have some concerns, I'm not going to lie, because I was literally a 4K only gamer, and I was like, I wasn't even going to do it at first, but I was worried about dropping down from 4K. But I just thought it was time I just made a video about sharing my experience, because for me it's definitely, I mean, was it worth it? Because that's what the title of this video is going to be. Well, I will literally talk through everything as much as I can about it, about the experience, because I know there's quite a few gamers that are like thinking about it. So I thought I'd make a video. And so it's an OLED. It is actually a OLED, so it's not the like a QD OLED, but the only difference really is it won't burn in it. Say you got a light, the reflection on your screen, and there's less chance that it will burn in, because I've got a QD OLED as well, and I bought it around the same time as this, so I did get a 4K OLED just in case I wasn't going to be happy gaming at 1440p basically. So that was my first concern really, that dropping down from 4K to 1440p. So I wanted to talk about that first, because obviously I don't think there's many 4K ultra wides about at all, but then that would actually be more demanding than a standard 4K screen like the 16.9 size. So it would be a bit ridiculous anyway, because 4K is demanding enough. So 3440 by 1440p, which is the resolution I got with this monitor, that is 33% more demanding than the standard 1440p. So even that's more demanding. But as I've shown on my channel, a 9070 XT is completely fine at that resolution, especially a 4090. So I was pretty much like contemplating at the time, shall I buy a 5090, although there wasn't many in stock at all. But then I just thought, I might as well just spend the money on the two OLED monitors and then just actually test it out, because I was more excited about an ultra wide monitor, to be honest. And so, as I said, once I started using it, so I was worried about going from 4K dropping down to 1440p, but as soon as I started using it, my experience was literally game changing. And I just, as time went on, as the weeks went by, I didn't care about dropping from 4K. I was having too much of a good time with the wider screen, because you really can't knock it until you try it. Believe me, it's once you experience it, you just literally think, I literally don't care about 4K. And that's what it's done to me, really. So it's been totally worth it, the experience, absolutely. I couldn't recommend it highly enough. It's one of the best things I've purchased in PC gaming to this date. I'm more than happy with it. I think I didn't pay this much. I paid just over 600, so I got a good deal on it. I can't literally, I don't know where I got it from, but yeah, I would say around this price. I mean, for me, it was totally worth it. And yeah, I mean, I can't say fairer than that. As soon as I started playing games, Star Wars Outlaws just looked so much better. I loaded up, I think the first game I loaded up was Horizon Forbidden West, and it looked great. HDR is so much better. The accuracy of the colours, the blacks are better. You get more realistic colours, and the OLED itself, yeah, it just literally pops out. The clarity is so much better with the image, and as I said, you gotta buy one to experience it, really. And I just found it is, I mean, I did get the 4K OLED, but I admit I've spent like probably 95% of my gaming time was actually using the ultra wide. And I did surprise myself because I never thought I'd do that. Because I thought I would have used it, but then there would be certain games where I couldn't use it. But I've literally, as time has gone on, I mean, it's literally 8 months now since I've bought it. And as each month has passed by, I mean, for the last probably 4 months, I've just mostly been on this. The only time I've used the 4K monitor is when a game is sort of lacking support, and I will talk about that. But I mean, there are some games where there's just no native support at all, so that's a slight negative. But then you can always mod it in. So I will talk about that. But first of all, I want to say that pretty much it's just made me not care about 4K gaming, and then obviously it's so demanding anyway. But I don't. 9 times out of 10, I don't see enough difference for the performance cost at 4K now, because there's very minimal difference in terms of visuals. I would say the biggest thing would be it's cleaner, and you sometimes you get a bit more clarity depending on the game with the pixels, because there's obviously more pixels. But it's not enough for me to care about anymore. I mean, I was literally a 4K gamer, so I've literally experienced both. And usually, if I experience something better, like 4K, this is what I was worried about because I knew. I obviously see the differences, but even if I'm not bothered about it, then I don't think a lot of people would be. It depends, it's subjective, but I just love the size of an ultra wide screen, and for shooters, for the FIFA games I play, it is just so much better. You get, and the response time is brilliant on the OLED LG 39-inch. So OLEDs are great. I think OLEDs are just brilliant. So definitely, it would be very hard for me to go back to a normal liquid crystal screen. It really would. I mean, another thing that has actually helped the transition is actually DualSS4 and FSR4. That does a great job at lower resolutions when you're upscaling. So that's helped me as well. But again, I mean, there is a difference, of course, from 4K to 1440p, but you get more FPS, and then the size of the screen is just a game changer. And to be fair, a channel I watch, Frog by X1 Gaming, he did actually have the same monitor as the one I bought, and he did actually help sway my decision making as well. And this, I'll have to thank him, because he did literally do a lot of videos on this monitor, so that helped me as well, because I was a bit skeptical, but then I'm so pleased I've done it. I mean, I do remember him saying it would literally blow my mind once I start using it, and he was definitely right about that. So yeah, as I said, it's definitely one of the, it might even be it's literally in the top 3 things I've bought since I've gone to PC gaming, and it's just, it literally makes your PC experience even better. It really does. I mean, if you're worried about it but you want to try it out, go for it. You can always take it back. I mean, Amazon are very good with returns. I think it might have been Overclockers I got this one from. The other thing is definitely, I remember on my older monitors, sometimes if I was playing some certain games like Football Manager, and sometimes I got a bit of ghosting with the slow response time in games, but on this I've had nothing like that. So it's basically like on FIFA it happened as well. Actually, I remember it was on my older Gigabyte liquid crystal monitor, and it was like a trail of a player, like pixels not loading quick enough. And if you get one of these monitors, these ultra wide OLED monitors, that literally fixes it. So I've not had a problem like that, because that used to really annoy me, and then I actually fiddle about with the settings on the monitor to try and fix it. So, but it's totally perfect on this. So these are some of the games that, I mean, for me, Stalker 2 looks great on the ultra wide. It really does. With the HDR, definitely this is one of the best games I've played with HDR. And for a shooter, I mean, it's an offline shooter, obviously, but I literally couldn't believe how good it looked on the ultra-wide monitor. I remember showing it to my brother, and it blew his mind as well. So the HDR, literally amazing on this game. So if you love Stalker 2, definitely think about it. So I'm not going to tell you what to do, as I've said before, but for me, it definitely changed my gaming experience. I mean, the blacks are literally black, pitch black, so accurate. OLED colours, accuracy. I'm very sensitive to colours, and I loved it. I definitely did. So you can't beat it. I mean, I remember on my liquid crystal monitor, you couldn't get it as good as this. So it would be extremely hard for me to go back to standard liquid crystal display from an OLED, and even with the size of the screen, it's unbelievable. So the last thing I wanted to talk about, actually, there are some negatives, but they are nowhere near big enough to make me regret purchasing this ultra wide monitor. No chance. I mean, they're very small. I'd say 97% of the time you're going to be fine, but there are some games like Final Fantasy where there is just no ultra wide support at all. But you can always, all you got to do is go Nexus Mods, download the mod. It's very simple. You just copy and paste it into the folder and it fixes it. So again, considering the experience you get with an ultra wide, I've got no issue doing that. It might wind a few people up doing it, but at the end of the day, in 2025, there is literally, as I said, 97% to 98%. All these new games have that support. It's just the odd game, and then it doesn't bother me. So considering the experience you get once you load a game up, it is incredible. So for me, it's just a little minor negative, but nothing big. I believe that is it, really. So yeah, it's been totally worth it for me. If you're thinking about it, as I said, you can buy it from Amazon. They're great with returns. It's up to you, but it's been totally worth it for me. It's changed. It's just made me forget 4K, to be honest. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.